We had left St. Cassie because it was a bit far, and we were enrolled, my brother Holly at Mbaki and me at St. Louis, he on 24. He, our uncle, was really, really strict. And yes, we still lived in the little house behind the mill. You still stayed in that studio at the mill? Yes, still there. In Giringiri? Yes, in Giringiri.
bayebisi ngai bozolamba bino moko. D'ailleurs oyebi kolamba dani.
Non, en fait, avantage ya biso côté ya maman ya biso parce que alakisa biso.
I was told you cooked for yourselves. Besides, you know how to cook very well.
Non, en fait,
No, actually, the advantage we had from our mother's side is that she taught us everything because we were boys. We had to work in turns. Today it's your turn to wash the dishes, tomorrow your turn to clean the house, the next day to tidy up the place. Maybe you even had to cook the food. So that's why I thank my mom, because people often say that a boy should know how to do manual work. You have to know everything. Because as I am now, even when we supervise construction work, I know how to paint, I know how to apply filler, I know, yes, I really know how to do a lot of things. I don't just hold the microphone, I know a lot.
Lamba dani.
Na souhaita qu'il vraiment fallait tout tumbata Donc, en fait, batba mon na carte qui ndenge to boy parce que yango wana.
Let's not even talk about cooking. You cook very well. Ah, yes. I even wish we could grill a goat right here. Kiki laughs. So, in fact, people shouldn't always look at us just the way we are now. That's why we say, look back and become human again. And when my mom went to Angola, she came back after nearly 6 or 7 months. We were still living in the same compound. We left the small mill house and rented a house with 1 bedroom and a living room. So mom didn't stay long. She didn't stay long. She was gone for about 6 months. She went to Angola with all the risks. At that time, Savimbi was still around. Savimbi was there.
Aina mwa budget.
Aina mwa budget.
Bolongo na machine na mwa studio bozi.
Ma mère va doter kama makayabu, akia soma makayabu.
Did she bring back some money? Yes, she brought back money. You left the mill house? Yes, we left the mill. Mom started selling some dried fish. She would go buy some dried fish, sell it at Mariano, and we helped her count a bit of money so she could buy more goods. And then, you got a 1-bedroom house with a living room in the same compound? Yes, 1 bedroom and a living room in the same compound. And mom still slept in the living room. And she gave us the bedroom with our uncle. We stayed there.
Projet d'aller non bon un jour tout ça l'année dans la non bon tout dans le projet football bimamboko un jour biso dans ça.
And the plan was that one day we had to do something. Everyone always has a plan to leave this country. For us, our plan at that time was simply to go to Sweden. Why Sweden? I don't know what there was there. Kikiki, we just had to go to Sweden. So you were dreaming? Yes, we were dreaming. Our mom had come back from Angola. We had stayed with our uncle. No, she had left with our uncle. Because our older brother was already an adult, he took care of us. He was the one who stayed behind, the big brother. My big brother, Ferre Gola, was already of age. He took care of us. He was the one who stayed behind, the big brother. Did mom leave with uncle? Yes, she left with uncle. She wanted to send him abroad at that time. We stayed with big brother Ferre Gola. Honestly, it was nice. And then when we stayed with big brother, uncle had just left and the door was open for me. I started going to watch local bands in the neighborhood only. Since the man of discipline isn't around anymore. Yes, around 6 o'clock, because we played small goal football every day. We played on the avenues. When we finished playing small goal football, I would just go observe the people making music. But I remember when we were in Bandal on Ngilima Street, the first time I became interested in music, I was listening to a song by Pepe Kale that said,
Samba samba mama batela libala na yo katolia mabotiba yo fanananda batela panana yo lele
Samba Samba maman. Take care of your marriage. Listen to the advice of the parent. Take care of your children. Lele. When I heard that, I tried and I told myself, oh, back then, with this song, we were really breaking up. You forgot the past. I'm surprised. Mulolo, yes. Mulolo, then. Mulolo was popular and we watched the elders, how they began their journeys. At that time, I was very small. Sometimes they'd send me, go wash the dishes, and I would sneak away for a bit to watch. And I just recorded things in my mind. There was nothing musical for me at that point. Then in Nyiringiri, I started to get interested. I started going to watch our local bands that were based in Ngiringiri, at Staflodon. I would go. And one of my friends said, hey, you could try out. And I took the test. He had heard you singing from time to time. Yeah, in my habits on our street. When you passed by, people knew there was a singer who sang in the toilet, who sang in the shower, kie, laughs. So you started like that too? Oh yes, that's how I started. When you passed by our street, you really had to slow down a bit because at that time, with my hungriness in my belly, I would be blasting songs, singing, and people would listen. It was just that I used to sing on Avenue Nyangara. I had a friend who has already passed away. May he rest in peace. His name was Dolin. He used to sing in Bambili. He was also a tenor. He too used to pump songs. He was pumping on that side. Yes, I also knew that I had a friend in Bambili who was also pumping songs. He started singing and I also started singing with Staff London. Staff London was the band of my friends whom I met there, but I didn't really feel comfortable. Who were in this Staff London? Some names may be known, others didn't pursue music. Yes, we were with Waroma, Zaulu Mvuama, Esther Longo, who is in Paris, Mati Matwuda, Professor Belmundo at that time, Ingcha the drummer, Esther Longo, the one sung about by Viva, Esther Longo. No, it was just a name. His name was Esther Longo. Our founder was Popol Mola. Really, I greet them all because today we cannot forget those with whom we have grown up. We cannot do the high priest, the superior, where we come from with all the people we grew up with. It's truly important to honor them.
Bongo ba master na yo pena bokola na bango o lelo peut-être ba misusu akoma bokola botanga ba nini ba master oui ba master na o na kola na bango.
And what about your best friends you grew up with, who may be here or there, those you might have studied with? Do you have some names? My childhood friends. I have one, Blanchard Etusi, who is in the United States. I had met him. I have other friends, some deceased, like Tiesa. We grew up together. He passed away. I have other friends. I'm talking about those we grew up with. Others showed us series, stories, kie, laughs. So, yeah, and we were evolving. In Staff London, you weren't really comfortable. Yes, in Staff London, I didn't stay very long. I can say almost 6 months. Then someone approached me and said, there is a band called Rumba des Jeunes that had existed for a long time but broke up. You can come so we can rebuild it. It was Charlie Malenga, CG Charlie Malenga. He brought me to Bandal on Bukaka Street to P. Debal's place, President Debal. I greet Gabin who is in Paris, and President Denzu and Pastor Daido who is in London. I greet him. Our members, we had Bernard Tapis. May his soul rest in peace. Mama Dalida. We had many people. When I came, we revived the band. We started rebuilding the band. It became a thing that every day at 7 p.m., people came to rehearsals. People came from everywhere to see the band. Rumba de Jeune? Yes, Rumba de Jeune. Little by little, step by step, we started playing in competitions with other bands. There was a band at that time called Royo Melifaki, based in Sinkini, Royo Melifaki. We played with them. It was really a challenge. There was a friend there who danced very well, no joke, Tikadio Banza. I only remember him for his hips, kie kie kie, laughs. He's the one who ended up joining Maison Mère. Yes, he came to Maison Mère. And he also sang Les Souffrances de l'Amour. Yes, that's him. I know Teka was in Royo Milifaki with other friends. That was a long time ago. We played and I really loved to perform.
tobandaki alliance ya ngai na yo banda mwana amina luli yo na position na yo ya teni ya veloure amisi mariza mama nalolinga mpe koyimba banzembo ya bana pungi nzela mpo batikaki nga mosika yango nakomaki na bitelenga nalolinga banzembo.
We started our alliance since childhood. I love the songs of Madilu, Wenge Musika, Carlito, because for Chokstar, I was a big fan of Chokstar. To become a singer, I listened to Chokstar a lot. Yes,